Hello, hello, my stars, and welcome back to Sky's Disastrous Life. And today, we are talking about Twitch and YouTube. There's a reason why this episode is coming out when it is, and those who know are like I have kind of said before that I had YouTube channels in the past. Always kind of planned to do YouTube on some level, but I've never really gone into detail about it. So that's what this episode is going to be about, is just the details. So first of all, I learned about YouTube when I was young along with my brothers, and I don't remember who our first YouTuber we ever watched was, but I do remember that Game Theory was a big one for the three of us. And despite the fact we never played the games that they talked about, we loved watching them and figuring out the theories and whatnot. We also watched others. I don't remember anyone's name off the top of my head. I feel like Markiplier's on that list, just because it's Markiplier, you know? But watching YouTubers, watching people play. Stampy was on there, because we really loved Minecraft as well. So, watched a lot of him. And Minecraft might have been the thing that actually did kick everything off. We all played Minecraft, and for those who don't know, Minecraft, way back in the day, used to have a tutorial level. And that tutorial level had a little nod to Stampy that you could occasionally get in this house on top of a hill, I believe. From what I remember. My memory could be shoddy. It's been a long time, okay? I know that Minecraft doesn't have the tutorial level anymore, which is sad. But me and my brothers love the idea of actually becoming YouTubers. So we'd play pretend. We'd pretend that we were YouTubers, that we would play games together, that we were doing collaborations with each other. We came up with our own usernames, and the thing was, they were always a lot more into it than I was. Yeah, I liked the pretend, but actually becoming a YouTuber was, I could take it or leave it. I never thought too much of it. For me, what mattered most was their happiness. And they did start a channel. I think there was only one video on it though, so long gone now. But then things happened. I left home. I moved. I was no longer with them anymore. But YouTube was still here. And the option to become a YouTuber was still open. So I took it, made a channel, just had the shoddiest screen recorder ever on my tablet, and recorded some videos. Actually had a lot of fun with it. Then I lost the password to that YouTube channel. So I made a different one. And I didn't really upload to it. Till quite a bit later, an app came out. An app that, sadly, I have to say, did change my life. Gacha Life. Gacha Life is a game where you can design characters with pre-made assets and make worlds with them, kind of. Gacha Life had a thriving community back in the day, but then bad things happened. Lots of bad things happened. To now, where there is still a bit of a community, it's not as thriving as it once was. But during the time, I was seeing people make just incredible music videos with these gacha characters, incredible stories, and I wanted to do that. So I got the app, and I started creating. And I made my first gacha channel, and barely had anyone. Didn't get a lot of views, which made sense since my gacha things were me quite literally taking screenshots of each scene and then doing basically a slideshow with the screen recorder. Very professional, obviously. But as I during this time was posting and realized I got no views, I still had fun with it. And then I forgot about that channel. So I created a new one. And this new one was a little more special than the other ones, as this would be the main channel I stayed on for a good while. Quite a few years I stayed on that channel, posting when I wanted, when I could, and quality-wise, still not the best. And, but it was okay, because I made friends. Yes, I made friends with this YouTube channel. And we'd share little, like, designs of our OCs together and have a blast just in the comments. And then I shared this channel with my friends. And my friends, well, one appreciated it. And in fact, when I made her a music video dedicated to her, she was so happy and so excited about it. But a couple of my other friends, while liked the channel, didn't really understand it nor get the point of it like I did. They pulled a prank on me, a nasty one, where they didn't tell me the username, their username. So I got a comment under one of my videos, and I was on call with them, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got a comment. And that comment used my real name. And basically, I tried to play it off like I don't know what you're talking about. And they said, I know where you live. And I had a full-blown panic attack about it. Went to mom, and mom was like, holy shit. Only to come back to my friends laughing and saying, oh no, it's just us. Haha. Funny, right? It really wasn't. It was not funny. But at the time, I waved it off. We made a video together, and that video quickly got derailed, and they started talking about this girl who at the time was bullying me, and decided to spread gossip and tea about her, using her real name. And I, at the time, posted it because I just waved it off, even though I always felt uncomfortable with that video. So, fast forward a bit, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to use Gacha Life or Gacha Club anymore because I'm just, it's no longer who I am. And I decided I'd go make a different channel. So, that channel, the one I stayed on, I deleted everything. I manually went in and deleted every single video. Because while I wasn't ashamed with some of the things, cringy, yes, absolutely, but not ashamed of the videos. There was just quite a few that I just did not feel comfortable with it being out there, including some videos with my face and my house. I mean, I didn't say my address or anything, but still my room. I was showing off my dog. So, I deleted it entirely. Completely gone. And then I made a different channel. And that channel still exists and is one I forgot about. See, I was doing a lot more writing at the time. And I was writing this story, and I was kind of using some gacha characters to help certain scenes play out. So I made a little gacha animatics of certain scenes from that story. I connected to the story, and there's a video on there of me coloring. No audio, no commentary, just a time lapse of me just having fun. And there was only a few videos on there, hence why I've left it up, since I also don't remember what the fucking email is for it. But yeah. And for those wondering, those writings were posted on DeviantArt. I don't use DeviantArt anymore. To be fair, at the time, I was unaware of the existence of Archive of Our Own and places like Tumblr, so DeviantArt it was. But obviously I left that in the dust, and then I came to a choice. See, during that time, I got really into ASMR videos. Specifically ASMR videos that had stories with them. And I listened to one hours-long video that just had such a compelling story that by the end, I wanted to do something like that. But I didn't like my voice. So I ran into my first problem. Could I actually record that? Well, only thing to do is to try. That's my motto, if you couldn't tell. If I can try it, I'll do it, you know? I'd rather try something out and it not work than miss out on the opportunity. And in this case, I also made a different thing. I wanted to promote my world. So to do that, I wrote my own scripts for these ASMR videos. And I quickly learned writing a script that's supposed to last 15 minutes is a lot harder than you think it would be. Oh. And since I would be voicing all these myself, at the time I decided that they had to be all female characters, since my voice was higher pitch at the time. So doing a guy's voice was harder. And I remember its name was going to be Basil. I remember that it was going to be... I put Basil the VA in the back. Because I wanted to be a voice actor. That's also part of why I wanted to try out the ASMR thing, is to see if I could be a voice actor. But with scripts taking up most of the time, I became hesitant to do it. While I had thumbnails all set up, it still felt off. And I didn't even have a microphone at the time, so what are you gonna do, you know? I could go get a microphone, but is it worth it if I can't even make a show that this is profitable, you know? I mean, I've always struggled to ask for things, especially things that cost money. For example, once my best friend, his mom took me, a couple of his other friends, and him out to a museum, and at the gift shop, she was like, oh, I'll pay, you know, pick out what you guys want, you know, as long as it's not like the super expensive things, right? Because they, you know, the friends and him went to the more expensive things, and I wasn't even thinking about her paying it. I was thinking about how much money I had on me that mom had given me, and I decided on a magnet. And I remember his mom looking at me and going, are you sure that's all you want? And I was like, the magnet. It was a $5 magnet, and I got it, and she paid for it, and we still have that magnet, and I am so careful with it even now, because yeah, it's a $5 magnet, you know. I hear you guys of like, Sky, come on, but you have to understand, it was kind of a first for me to have someone not care, to just buy it because you wanted it type of thing, to let me pick out things. While I experienced it a little bit with mom at the time, I'm still very much struggling with it. Especially when you take into account that my first Christmas with mom, the only thing I asked for was a binder. Oh, for your chest, Sky? No. A 3-ring binder. That's what I wanted for Christmas. And I got it. But yeah, I got asked a lot of, are you sure that's all you want? And to me it was like, but it's not that expensive and it's reasonable. So asking mom for a microphone was unreasonable to me. And then I watched Miss Tiss. And then she talked about how you can be a VTuber for low cost. And then I realized, VTubing? See, when me and my brothers had talked about it way in the past, we always thought we'd be facecam YouTubers. But me, I didn't, and even now, still struggle with seeing my face on camera. So doing that and then going back and having to edit or anything, it seemed impossible. But VTubing, where I can use an avatar instead of me, instead of my face, hell yeah. So I got a model. I credit whose assets I use, and they're all incredible. Truly incredible, for not only letting people making these free assets, but also allowing people to use them for things like streaming. And I thank them all very, very much of like, thank you. I know one I credit a lot is Argama, because she is the reason why a lot of these assets around me exist. And for free, It's incredible. And I'm really very grateful for it. Because that's what made me start VTubing. Having no excuses, I hit go. Made an intro video, which I really do need to make a new one. And, yeah. Here I am. It's been almost 2 years now of me being a VTuber. And I am amazed and shocked at how far I've come in that short span. It feels like yesterday that I was so uncertain about any of this. And yet, the more I do this, the more happy and the more like excited I get to record the next video, to stream next. And truly, there are times I have to stop myself from streaming every day because part of me wants to. The logical part knows I could not survive, but part of me does want to because of how happy it makes me to do this, to be able to be myself, and people like that, to have people accept that. And when I streamed, I wasn't even going to stream, to be honest. When I made this channel, I thought, streaming? No. But then others were talking about it. Others were asking about it. Hey, are you going to stream? You should stream. Are you going to? And I didn't know what to say. How could I tell people who wanted me to do such a thing that I'd never planned to, or even that I didn't even know where to begin with streaming? So I sat down, I opened up Twitch, and I made an account. And then I set things up. I taught myself to use Streamlabs the best I could, and even now I'm still learning many things about Streamlabs. And I picked out a game, I hit the go live button, and I failed miserably. Not only did the transition take a second and I thought it broke, not only did the game lag so badly that I struggled to close the game and pull up a different one. Not only did we have to wait for that other game to load, but at some point, I just stopped. All the anxiety from the moment I hit the go live button was just so overwhelming that I just shut up. And I just looked at the viewers, and there was nobody, which made sense. And I decided, no. And I ended stream. And then I went to bed. When I woke up the next morning, I was unsure if I would try again or not. After such a disaster, after such anxiety-inducing mess that I was, after the fact I almost cried after, did I really have it in me to try again? And then I remembered. I remembered the people saying, you can do it. I remember the people going, you should stream. And I thought, it's unfair to them if I don't at least try and actually stick through with it once. So, next day, I booted up everything, got the game up, made sure it ran before hitting go live, prayed nothing broke, and nothing did. And I played the game. And while that anxiety was there, it lessened the longer I was there. The longer I was live. And then I got my first viewer. Someone from the channel who made a whole Twitch account just to say, hey, sup, how you doing? And it was fun. It was a lot of fun to joke around, to laugh. And then I got another one. Another viewer, someone who I hadn't seen before, going, hey. Someone whose name I couldn't even pronounce. And then we joked and we laughed and we had a blast. And I didn't even want to leave stream because it was so fun. And I didn't know streaming could be fun. The entire time I had thought of streaming as this impossible mountain that I had to climb. And when I got to the top, I realized it was just a hill. And that the way down was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. And then I came back. And I met more people. And I kept going. And I won't lie and say, oh, I never got that anxiety again. I still have it flare up at sometimes. But you know what I also have? A community that supports and tells me to take time. A community, when I tried to stream sick, straight up told me, get your ass off and go to bed. I have you guys. And that's what makes streaming fun to me. Knowing I have you guys. Knowing that the VOD watchers have a blast and can listen to my VODs while they sleep. That I'm a comfort to some people. An annoyance to others. That I've made friends like this. That I've seen new creators I'd never even heard of from this. Where I've learned things I would have never known from this. Where I can talk about anything and I'm not going to have people go, shut up. But have them engage. And yeah, y'all tease me. Y'all make fun of me. But it's in a playful way. And I like that. I like that you guys aren't scared and you're not yes-manning me on everything. It's nice to be called a dumbass sometimes when I am being one. And truly, it's nice to read all your guys' comments. Even if I don't respond to them, because one reason or another, I do read them all. I do try my best to make sure I pin and like them all too. Because your words mean a lot to me. You all mean a lot to me. And reaching affiliate on Twitch just reinforced that thinking for me of how important my community is. Y'all are awesome. You made this small little nobody feel like somebody. And you've given me things that I would have never dreamed I would have had. Y'all, I have a boyfriend. Yeah, maybe somewhere in the future I would have been dating someone else, but I like my boyfriend. And I'm happy I got to meet him. I'm happy that you guys gave me that chance to meet him. You know? I'm happy about your guys' reaction to it too. All of you are incredible. And I wish I had more words to describe how insane it is to me that I've gotten to this point. You see that cake up there? That was for a milestone that we hit. so early on, and I didn't even know what to do. You guys break my expectations every time I try to set them up that I've given up. You guys win. I'm so happy and so proud that I can call myself your guys' YouTuber / streamer. I'm happy to have known you all. Thank you. Truly, thank you. Because this is a childhood dream come true. And I'm gonna start crying. I'm so grateful that I was able to find a community to help this dream come true. If you took the little me from back then and you told them you're gonna become a VTuber and you're gonna have a community that supports you, while he wouldn't understand anything you're saying, what's a VTuber? I think he'd understand that it means a lot, and that when he gets to that place, he'll be overwhelmingly happy and grateful to all. Truly. Thank you. Now, I'm ending this episode before I start crying. Okay. We're not at that level yet, chat. Maybe one day I'll cry on stream, but today is not that day. On stream or in a video. Either way, today is not that day. Let me gather my thoughts. See you all next time, and keep on shining. Thank you. And bye.